I never imagined I'd be afraid to go to the bathroom. That's what Robert, 62, told me when we first spoke. He wasn't exaggerating or being dramatic. He was being raw and honest, something most men don't feel allowed to be. Each morning, countless men like Robert wake up to a body that doesn't feel quite like it used to. Movements are slower, joints stiffer, and there's that subtle but persistent pressure in the pelvic area. It might not hurt at first, but it nags, whispers that something has changed, and most of them say nothing. They dismiss it as age, as stress, as just part of being a man. But quietly deep down they know that's not all it is. Inside every man is a small, walnut-sized gland called the prostate. Located just below the bladder, it wraps around the urethra and plays a vital role in male reproductive health, producing the fluid that transports and nourishes sperm. You can think of it as a kind of pressure valve in the body's plumbing. When it's working, you don't notice it. But when it becomes congested, when fluid builds up and isn't released regularly, it can create a cascade of effects: tension, discomfort, inflammation, and over time, fear. Sadly, instead of education and empowerment, most men are met with silence, shame, and outdated taboos when it comes to prostate care. Here's what we now know. Something as simple and natural as regular ejaculation, whether through sex or self-stimulation, can play a major role in keeping your prostate healthy. This isn't moral or emotional advice, it's biological. This message is not about guilt, opinion, or indulgence. It's about physiology. It's about what your body is quietly trying to tell you, and what the science says about that message. Let's walk through 3 powerful and medically supported changes that occur when men ejaculate regularly. These effects go beyond short-term relief. They impact hormones, cellular health, and long-term quality of life. Your prostate stores and secretes fluid. When that fluid stagnates, either because of age, inactivity, or lack of release, it can clog tiny ducts, build pressure, and create internal swelling. This isn't just uncomfortable. Over time, it may increase your risk for prostate conditions, including prostatitis and benign prostatic hyperplasia, also known as BPH. But, ejaculation naturally relieves this. Those rhythmic muscle contractions actually help push out fluid, clear out microscopic debris, and improve blood circulation in the pelvic area. It's kind of like a biological rinse cycle, really. This isn't just speculation. A landmark study from 2016, published in European Urology, tracked over 30,000 men and found that those who ejaculated 21 or more times per month had a 20% lower risk of prostate cancer than those who only ejaculated a few times each month. So the first benefit is pretty clear: less stagnation, less pressure, and better flow. Most men know testosterone starts to decline with age, but what many don't realize is that its byproduct, dihydrotestosterone or DHT, is often the real culprit in many age-related symptoms. DHT, especially in high levels, contributes to things like enlarged prostate, hair loss, and even irritability. But here's the good news. Ejaculation actually causes a temporary dip in DHT levels. This reset gives the prostate a much-needed break from continuous hormonal bombardment. In short, the process provides balance. Many men report feeling a better mood, getting deeper sleep, and having a clearer mind after regular sexual activity. And now we understand why. Biologically, the act really does offer a recalibration. Go too long without it, and the hormonal scales tilt. DHT rises, stress accumulates, the system runs hotter than it should. Regular release helps the body maintain its equilibrium. Here's something few men realize. Every time you ejaculate, your body expels not just fluid, but also waste material, old cells, and pro-inflammatory byproducts from within the prostate. When that fluid is replaced, your prostate replenishes it with fresh, nutrient-rich secretions. This turnover helps prevent cellular buildup and reduces oxidative stress, two major factors in tissue aging and disease development. Multiple studies, including data from JAMA and BJU International, show that men who ejaculate frequently have healthier prostate tissue under the microscope. There are fewer signs of damage, fewer inflammatory markers, and better cellular structure. Think of it kind of like changing the oil in your car. You can skip it, sure, but over time debris builds up, performance declines, and, well, problems start to surface. The same is true for your prostate. I remember a man in his 70s, stoic, strong, the kind who doesn't complain much. After learning all of this, he looked at me and said, "I wish someone had told me this 30 years ago." And I keep thinking, how many men are out there, silently enduring symptoms, unsure if they're normal, maybe afraid to speak, and unaware that the solution might be this simple. You don't need a prescription. You don't need to wait for something to go wrong. You just need to pay attention. The body speaks, sometimes quietly, sometimes urgently. The question is, are you ready to listen? Because prostate health isn't just about preventing disease, it's about protecting your energy, confidence, and quality of life. You don't have to be perfect, you just need to be consistent. A few times a week, that's it. So here's what I invite you to do: reflect. Be honest with yourself. Take back this part of your health, not with shame but with understanding. And if this message resonated with you, if you feel like someone finally said what needed to be said, you're not alone. Thousands of men are walking the same path, asking the same questions. Let's keep having this conversation. Honestly, openly, week after week. Subscribe to the channel, stay informed, and most of all, stay connected to your body. We'll be here, together.